All right, as we heard from Mike earlier in this half hour, cooler air is heading in. It's going to be cold this weekend. So now is the time to start thinking about protecting your plants. As Angela Schilling explains, the forecast doesn't have to call for freezing temperatures in order to see frost.
After a warm summer and fall, our flowers are in for a rude awakening.
You can let them get nipped by the frost, or you can do some covering, but it all depends on how cold it is. If it stays like in the 20s for 2 or 3 hours, a blanket's not really going to do any good.
The ground has to reach freezing for frost to occur, but the air temperature where measurements are taken could be a few degrees warmer, which means when the forecast calls for mid-30s, your plants might still be in danger.
I'm just going to take precautions as far as my low-growing plants and cover them for when it gets down under 33.
We usually see our first freeze towards the middle of October. That's at the airport. Drive 5 minutes outside of the airport, and the low temperature will usually be at least a couple degrees cooler. Frost forms when it's cold enough to freeze and saturation occurs. This is similar to dew, but the temperature is below freezing. Sometimes frost can look like snow. This is called white frost. The colder the temperature, typically the thicker the frost will be. Sometimes the best thing to do is just bring your plants inside. This can help preserve the color as well.
If you have a lot of green tomatoes, pick them, put them in a cardboard box, set them on the table or counter, and just let them ripen naturally. It'll take a few weeks, but they will turn red.
The harvest season is coming to an end.
Check with me next year, and I'll tell you how everything went.
Covering the story, Angela Schilling, 2 News.